Okay, hi. This is Karen Kresge. Hi, Audrey. Hi, gang. I am here to judge Challenge 5, The House of Morrow, and I'm going to do it in one shot. Without further ado, I thought this was a great idea to use a piece of clothing or, as a prop. I've done it many times over the years in shows, and I think it's really important. A jacket, a scarf, a skirt, or whatever. But I saw some really fun, different and interesting pieces of clothing from the House of Morrow. So here we go. And I'm going to review these in the order that they were posted. So first up is Danielle Endo. And I know Danielle from seeing her many times in the Pro Skaters audition. So hi, Danielle. Nice work to the song Cellophane. You have such a great face theatrically that you totally got across the character that you were just fine, except for that guy that really demanded that he just bugged you. He just got in your way, and he was somebody that you needed to protect your heart from. In keeping with the message of the song lyrics, you created from the beginning a conflict, kind of an exasperation, and your expressive face got that across, that you were trying futilely to keep the upper hand and protect your heart. Very nice use of the opposition choreography and mirroring. I love that. Certainly suggesting that the two of you were not on the same page. Your piece of clothing was your skirt, a lovely black and white hand-painted skirt, I assume hand-painted. You certainly got across your determination to keep control while he kept presenting obstacles to you, and that was evidenced in your choreography. He would kick over you as you would lunge through him, or you did a low, I think it was a low pivot, and he did a kick over you. Anyway, very nice splicing bower and spiral sequence into spins while he circles you. You were spinning and he circled you in a spread eagle. And incidentally, yay to Adam Kaplan. Hi, Adam. That was a fun duet that you did, Danielle, with Adam. My only thought would be there wasn't a whole lot of use of the skirt, your article of clothing, other than wearing it. I might have suggested that you have him maybe pull and tug at the skirt a little bit more to show a little bit that he was just really tormenting you. Anyway, very nice ending, in that you obviously gave up, knowing that you were in a losing battle. And I give you a score, Danielle, of 3.5. Nice work, really. Looking forward to seeing more from you. Okay, number 2, Arthur Ebel, or Artur Ebel, I think. Hello. You did a wonderful blues piece, and the article of clothing was the leather, what I would call a dickie. It was leather in the back with a back zip and a front ruffle. Very unique and very fun use of the prop. Very clever at the start when it showed the close-up of the back unzip. It was a fun duet, fun exchange of the leather. I'm going to call it a collar. Playful at times, daring at others. What I got from the piece was that you were tempting your friend to put on the collar and try something new. And I wasn't sure if perhaps it was forbidden. There was a little bit of that going on in what I watched you. Almost like a dare. I dare you to put this collar on. And then it was really fun because you turned it into a game of one-upsmanship, where anybody who was wearing the collar sort of was empowered to do the next trick. And you would do a trick, he'd do one better. And then I did feel like it seemed like it was a little bit of a trick fest, maybe a little too much of a trick fest, and not really a whole lot of step choreography and edge work. But I did get what you were trying to do. I really liked the choice of that piece of clothing, and it really lent itself to your piece. Very fun ending, where you realize your friend is having just way too much fun with that collar, your toy that you've lent him, and you take it back from him. but then kind of interesting because it leaves you alone and you're not sure how you feel about that. It sort of seemed like you weren't quite sure that was a good idea. I know what a fine skater that you are, Artur, and so I would love to have seen a little bit more blues choreography. That was such a wonderful, meaty blues piece, but really great use of the color. And the score I give you, Artur, is 4.0. 4.0. Number 3, Cordero. Cordero Zuckerman. I certainly remember Cordero from some of the auditions I've seen him in, and it's so great to see you create this piece, as you say, dedicated to the transition from amateur to pro. When I first saw you, you were an amateur, and now you've had 3 years of professional experience under your belt. And it certainly showed the piece from this moment on, dedicated to the transition. Loved the Rosemary Clooney vocal. It was a trio. You did a trio with a girl and 2 guys. You were one of the guys. And I presume the piece of clothing was the golden cape. That was kind of interesting. It was almost a play on the golden cape in that the girl wears it at first. I guess maybe that's her amateur status. Maybe sometimes we pros call it your amateur baggage. Thank you, Chris Nolan, for that term. Anyway, I'm guessing that the cape symbolized that once it's removed, that all stops are out and that all bets are off and you can go on to your pro career and really find, the joy in that transition. Really nice skating, even on the smaller ship size ice that you 3 were on. Very fun choreography that really matched the theme, the idea of the music. Very, Broadway, Hollywood. Well, really the Great American Songbook, as Michael Feinstein would call it. I'm a sucker for that genre of music. So I loved the piece. I loved the piece that you chose. Nice, fun, inspirational piece about the joy, freedom, and creativity that come with the pro journey, which I think, Cordero, you have been experiencing in the last 3 years. Your piece made me smile. It really did. So I give you a 4.0. Great work, fun work. Number 4, Stephanie Chase Bass. Stephanie as well, I have seen over the years and love your work and how fun you did a duet with Scott Smith to the Louis Armstrong, or as when Marsalis would say, Louis Armstrong's arrangement of When You're Smiling. This was really fun. Your duet with Scott Smith was great. He's another one of my favorites, though we've never gotten a chance to work together, but yay, I just loved the joy of the piece. Your article of clothing was a very colorful patterned vest. It sort of had a blue pattern on the front and a rainbow fringe pattern on the back. And you did this adorably simple idea of when you put that vest on, you're happy, and you were so happy you wanted to share it. First with Scott, which, it was just so much fun. Great skating, great musicality. You have a wonderful face, Stephanie, very expressive, very appropriate to the music, the way that you used it, the way you smiled, of course, When You're Smiling, the name of the piece. And then it was fun. You saw your friend Scott sitting kind of gloomy, and you gave him your vest. And hello, Scott, double axel from nothing. So that must be really some vest. I'd like to try that myself. So really fun use of it. Then you held it between the 2 of you, almost like 2 kids struggling with a favorite toy. I love the half loop the stars into the half loop in the circle while you were holding it together between the 2 of you. And I loved the teasing quality you brought out with it. Really loved the clever ending where you find your third, the third person, which is the little girl sitting gloomy, and you give her the vest. And so I thought it had a really lovely story, sweet, simple story. Anyway, I really liked it. I thought it was a total package, and I give you a 4.5. Bravo. Okay, my number 5, Laura Duell. This was really fun. Matter of fact, this was I enjoyed it so much I watched this one twice. This was Sam, You Made the Pants Too Long, and the article of clothing was the droopy crotch pants that were a little bit sheer, so you could still see the skater, your body silhouette underneath. It was a duet. You and a guy, I'm sorry, the name escapes me. You credited him at the end, so forgive me for not remembering his name. But he was definitely somebody to watch. So I'm interested in him. Anyway, Laura, very fun work, great facial reactions, great choreography to suggest the piece. You, of course, used the Streisand, Sam, You Made the Pants Too Long, and I actually remember seeing Streisand when I was a teenager and she was a teenager, and my mother saying, Karen, you've got to come watch this girl on TV. I think she was on some TV show. She was 18 or 19, and she was certainly somebody to be watched. So that song and that artist have a special tug for me. Really a cute, whimsical idea. Nice theatrical representation of the two characters. I thought you definitely got that across. There was the customer and there was Sam the tailor. And you were sort of saying, Sam, you got to fix these pants here. And I thought the selection of tricks, the choreographic tricks, the sit spins, and some of the things you did accented the drooping crotch of the pants. So that was fun. Again, I had so much fun watching it. I watched it twice. And Laura, I'm going to give you a score of 4.0. Okay, number 6, Kyle Shropshire. This was a really fun postmodern jukebox piece, very 30s, 20s, 30s feel. It was an arrangement, really different arrangement of Careless Whispers, the Bee Gees hit, Guilty Feet Have Got No Rhythm. The article of clothing was the fuzzy boot covers, and you used two of my favorite people in the ice show world, Brendan and Jessica. So hi, Brendan, hi, Jessica. This was really fun. And you definitely had, you choreographed, Kyle, some very appropriate dance steps to that era, and very suggestive of, the 20s, 30s. I did feel like you chose very strong performers to choreograph your piece on, and you really got across the dance feel. You did, however, repeat your steps a bit too much, I thought. I think you sort of choreographed one or two steps and then you repeated them, I think, 3 times. 2 facing the camera, 1 at the beginning, 1 at the end, and then facing each other. I would have suggested maybe stretching yourself choreographically a bit more. However, certainly I understand you were on tour. I think that was a Disney arena that I recognized your piece being filmed in. So I certainly understand on the road you have limited time. But I think that the fuzzy boot covers, you got across the idea that these funny fuzzy boot covers just made you want to dance, almost, with magical powers. So very fun piece. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give you a score of 3.5. Okay, number 7, Morris Pfeifhofer, I believe is how you say this. And you choreographed a piece for 2 girls to Beyonce's arrangement of Fever, one of the greats, one of the classic great pieces of music. Your article of clothing was one pair of long fringed gloves, which was really fun. The idea of exchanging the gloves. Whoever had the gloves on was the one who was skating. Love the song. Nice use of the gloves. They worked well with the sexiness of the song and the playfulness and kind of the veiled striptease reference of the piece with the gloves being put on and taken off. The first half of the piece was mostly skating and a lot of back crossovers and a little bit of dance, but you really got me way more interested toward the end when they each had a glove. The one girl does a spin and throws one of her gloves to the other girl, and then they each have a glove. And I love the on-ice kickover that you did. I found that really interesting. You might have explored that a little bit more, each girl having a glove, and the exchange of the gloves. But I definitely like the progression from, one girl has the gloves and the second girl has the gloves and then they both each have a glove. So I get that sequence. So anyway, again, I am certainly aware that on Disney on Ice's tour, you're probably limited with time. So bravo that you even created this piece. And I'm going to give you a score of 3.5. So good luck, or good work, Morris. And I think you two girls, I think one was Taylor Firth, and I'm not sure who the other gal was. So thanks to them as well for working with you. My number 8 and final entrant is Darren Finkelstein. You were the choreographer, I believe, and you used Rachel Peterson and Stephanie Chase Bass, and you used the piece Booty Swing. And while you didn't necessarily use an article of clothing through the piece, the girls were just simply dressed in black tights, black turtleneck. You inspired me tonight. You were inspired by the couture piece of Morrow's, which was a very lovely 30s coat, one of those very drapey coats right out of the Gatsby era. Definitely, represented the style of the piece of clothing with your choice of music and particularly with your choreography. Really nice work as a choreographer, Darren, and good job of capturing the era and the feel of that coat that was your inspiration. I could almost see this piece, within the movie, the Gatsby set, the movie set, the party scene around the pool. I could see these two girls, dressed in costume doing your choreography. So really nice blend there. Really good job with their unison. The choreography was not that easy, and a lot of cool use of kicks and leaps. Loved the knee slide from, I think, Stephanie. So again, difficult choreography, difficult to create the unison. So very good job there, and good job from the girls. I'm going to give you, Darren, I'm going to give you a score of 4.0, and really, really fun work. So thanks to all. This is such a kick to judge you all, and I agree with Craig Heath. It's hard to judge, don't like the word judge. So hopefully the critiques help and encourage you and inspire you to continue your work. As a pretty long time choreographer, director myself, it's just such fun to express yourself, and it's just liberating to just have a go at this. And again, kudos to Audrey for creating these different challenges that push everybody. So bravo. Thank you. Bye-bye.